All right, good morning once more. Welcome to today's class on front-end development beginner. Today we're going to be we just go to the other part of the BootStrap. Let's say we just continue on where we stopped last class. The BootStrap SwiperJS, and then BootStrap Masonry. So, well, BootStrap Masonry, like I explained last week, is just a way to display or to make your picture to be displayed in a great manner, in a great form, where um, if you have an image that is 100 pixel height, and then you have another one that's just 50 pixel height, and you have another one that is just 20 pixel height, all of these pictures are going to arrange according to their height and in a very nice manner, in a very compact manner. Not, okay, the highest one, the 100 pixels is taking all of the height, while the other one are now coming down or looking very rugged and all of that. So the help of BootStrap Masonry, you get to have a view, a very nice, appealing view of your cards in a very compact, great manner. So that's what BootStrap. And I showed us last week how it's going to look like when you apply Masonry to your grid or your cards or your image collection. Why SwiperJS is just a library. It's a library that allows or that provides a slider or a carousel based on however you want it to look like. Carousel means when something that slides, that swipes on the screen. You don't want it to be one. Maybe you have about 5 or 10 items, and then you can't have all of these 10 items at the same time on the screen. Then you want it to show maybe 2 of this item at once or 3 of this item at once. So you get to just, okay, I want this 3 to be on the first slide. Then when it slides, or when I slide, then the next one will be on the slide. Then when I slide, just like that, okay, I want to show per slide, 3 per slide, 4 per slide, or however you want to show per slide. So that's just what SwiperJS provide. So last week we tried to make use of the BootStrap carousel, right, which did not really give us what we want. The full entire feature is not actually provided on the BootStrap carousel, and then we don't really have the behavior of this swiper that we want. From the design, their swiper is actually showing 3, yeah, which is fine. And then at the same time, it is not just sliding the entire screen, but sliding one card at a time. So just one card will go off the screen at a time. While from what we were able to fix and what BootStrap provided, the feature is just to slide the entire screen at a time, which we don't really like that. So for us to be able to achieve the behavior of the design, to achieve the behavior of the design exactly. Okay, no problem, I'll do that. For us to be able to achieve the exact behavior of the design, then we are going to be using the SwiperJS today, this morning. So like you already know, let's get into code. SwiperJS, like I said, is a library. Okay, it's a library. So how do you get a library? How do you look for a library? First thing, okay, since you know the name, now go to Google Chrome or the search engine or whatever you have, and then type SwiperJS. So you have swiperjs.com, and let's look for it. Okay, now this is the UI for SwiperJS. This is how SwiperJS looks like. Now they are giving you some demo view of how some of the slider that they can actually provide using the swiper. So this is a type of slider that swiper provides. This is another type of slider that swiper provides. If you can see it, it's actually different. What this one is just 1 per slide. This is about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 per slide, while this is about 5 per slide also. And then the view and the way it slides is actually very different from the others. So that's just the advantage of using swiper, because they have different type of sliding and effects. They have different type of sliding effect, the card effect, the flip effect, and all of that. So now, okay, how do we get started? Like I said earlier, for every library, look for get started, docs, or guide, or usage, or something that just mean as if, okay, if you want to start using this thing, how do you go about it? So that's the first thing you should look for. Now here we have docs, right? And then here we have get started. So if you don't want to get confused, just ensure, try as much as possible to look for docs first. So let's say, okay, this is docs documentation. Now we have get started here, right? So now let's click on getting started. So we have our getting started screen here. This is the swiper. This is the swiper documentation for the use of npm. If you want to install using npm, which is a Node.js npm and Node.js installer. So you use this one. That is when you are using maybe Node.js or React or some other framework that requires installation. While here we don't actually need all of these ones. Since we are not using any of this npm stuff. So what we are using is a CDN, an HTML, which uses only CDN, right? So here we say use swiper from a CDN. Okay. So but then before we do that, let's see the design first. Let's see how it's like, and then all right, this is our swiper. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3. That means what we need is just a single slide of an item, one at a time. Just one at a time should disappear, and then I'm down to join the array of whatever we have on the screen. So going back to the swiper, we have to copy the link, right? Copy the link and then copy the script. This link can be anywhere, right? So let's just copy the link. You guys don't need to, I don't need to like waste much time on that. So let me just paste it somewhere. Let's say SwiperJS, right? All right, so let's paste the link here. And then we'll go back to copy the script. Remember, when you have a link, you copy it, put it inside your head. And then when you have a script, you mostly put it at the bottom, which is at the bottom of the body. So we say SwiperJS script. All right, I'll paste that one also. So having done that, there are other things you have to do, not just this. So since we are not using ES mode, we are only using this one, like a CDN. So all you have to do is to copy this guy, to copy the script. That's all for this one. And then now, after that, we need to download some assets. We need to make use of some assets so that we know, okay, how does this swiper actually work? How do we even integrate it after copying the CDN and the link and the script? Now, how do we use it? What are the syntax? What does it provide? Do you understand? So that's where this add swiper HTML layout comes in, because we don't know the arrangement of swiper before. This is just our first time using swiper. So we don't really know how it works, right? So then what do we do is to add this swiper HTML layout into our page. So adding it now, just copy this one like this, copy it, and then go back to your code. So let me increase this. All right. So coming back to here. Now, where do you want to drop this slider? This is the slider. Our slider is testimonial, right? This is testimonial. So I would like to create a div first. I'd like to create a div first. Or let me even say, let me just put it inside. Since I'm not going to be using carousel anymore, I'm not going to be using this carousel anymore. So let me see if I can just comment it out for now. Comment it out. And then drop the swiper one that I copied just now here. Now save it. All right. What did I do? It's not like I do anything special. The section that we created from last week, we created a section from last week, which we give a BG danger just to see what we are working on. All right. So that section is a section for testimonial. And the section contains the H1, which is the testimonial, and then the P, which is the paragraph. So this is it. Yeah, the testimonial, which is the H1, and then this one, which is the P. All right. So that's what we have currently. So what we copied now, what we just pasted is the swiper itself, which we don't know how it works yet. We've not made any design on each of the card yet. We are going to do that, and that's why I did not like delete all of this. So what I will need from this one is just a single card. All right. So I will need a single card so that I can paste it here. Already swiper provides that row effect for us to actually give us the row. So you don't have to worry yourself about, okay, do I have to make it in a row or do I have to make it in a column or all of that? So but for now, after copying this, the swiper, pasting it inside the container small, right? After pasting it inside this container small, what next do I need to do? Let me go back to swiper now and see what is the next thing. Okay, they said swiper CSS style, right? That means I have to copy this CSS, this thing inside my CSS file. Now I'll copy it like this, copy, and then go back to my style. All right, so I can just give this a name. Let me say swiper CSS. All right, now paste this one there. Make sure you save. Now let's go back. What next thing? They said now initialize swiper. Finally, we need to initialize swiper in JS. That means in JavaScript. Because when something is swiped, when something swipes, that means there's a function that is making it swipe. It doesn't just swipe on its own. So there's a JavaScript function that makes swipes. When you click on next, previous, and all of that. So there's a function that actually makes those things work. So that's why we need to copy the JavaScript function that initializes all of this function and make it swipe. So now let's do that also. Initializing our swiper JavaScript. We just have to copy this one like this. And then you can create any JavaScript file. I already have a JavaScript file here. So if you want to create that one, you can just say swiper.js, right? Since we are using swiper, right? I don't want to create another one. So let's just forget about this carousel. I can even delete it. So let's just use swiper.js. So now inside this swiper.js, what I copied from the swiper, I'll just paste it inside. Then make sure you save. But like you guys already know, when you create a style sheet, you have to link that sheet to your HTML. So the same thing is applicable to creating a JavaScript file. You don't just create the file and then expect it to just see your index automatically, or expect your index to just see your JavaScript file automatically. You have to link it to HTML. All right. So how do we do that? Let's just go back to our index. And we already know that all scripts are located at the bottom of the body. All scripts are located at the bottom of the body. So, and again, I would like to say this, let's not forget, if you are using an external resource script, like BootStrap script, SwiperJS script, and AOS script, all of those ones can actually be arranged anyhow, and then it's going to work anyhow. But when you have a custom script, a custom JavaScript script, that means the one you created on your own, you have to ensure and make sure that this script is located at the bottom. That means the bottom of all other scripts. If you put it here, it's not going to work fine. If you put it above other scripts, it's not going to work fine. So you have to place it at the bottom of any other script. So we can just say custom script. Since this one is the one we created ourselves, right? And then we'll now paste it here. Just type script, come to the script source. So now inside the source, we are going to put our swiper.js, since that's the name, right? Remember link, we have style.css inside the href, right? But the script will have source. And then what is the source? Which source are you looking for? Which is the swiper.js. So that's what we're going to put. So swiper.js. Okay. And then for you to be sure that, okay, this thing is connected, you can just hold Control or Command on this thing and then click on it. So if it takes you to this place, that means your connection is successful. All right. So
Boss,
now,
can you explain that again, please? Can you go back and explain that?
okay, that's fine. I said, after creating your swiper.js, how do you create a swiper.js? Your script, sorry. Just go to your normal way of creating index.html, style.css, and every other file. So you create your swiper.js also the same way. But this time around, it's going to be .js, not .html or .css. Since this one is a JavaScript file, so it's going to be .js. All right. So now after creating that .js, go to your swiper.js, then copy this one. So remember, I said finally we need to initialize swiper in JS. JS means JavaScript. So you cannot copy this one and paste it in your CSS. No, it's very wrong because it is expected to be pasted inside JavaScript file. This one is the CSS one. It was stated, right, that if you paste this one inside your CSS, while this one is for HTML. Everything is stated accordingly. So you don't have to copy one and paste it in the wrong file. So now after copying this guy, okay, now the swiper.js that you created the file, just copy that one from the swiper library and then paste it here and then save it. So that's all you have to do for now. Although we are still going to make some adjustments, right? But for now, just copy it and paste it here. So after then, is that okay? Okay, and then to link it, after copying it and pasting it there, and after saving it, now you need to link your swiper.js to your index.html. you have to link it. Okay. How do you link it? It's a script. Swiper arms. JS is a script. Anything.js is a script if you want to link it to your index.html, right? And then remember, all scripts are located at the bottom of the body, that the bottom of the body. That's where all scripts are located. But when you are using an external resources script, you are using BootStrap script like the one we have here, or something that is external, the one that you not create yourself, you can place it anywhere. You can place it, and we don't have to look for the arrangement. Say, okay, maybe Bootstrap has to be on top and Swiper has to be under, and all of those things. No, you can paste it anywhere, right? Since it's an external resources. But a script or a file, a JS file that you created on your own, like you created locally, the custom one that you created, which is a SwiperJS, has to be at the bottom of every other every other script. At the bottom means it has to be the list, the one at the bottom. Okay, you know, we have scripts here, we have script here, we have script here, and every other script, then the custom one has to be at the bottom of every other script. It cannot be above, cannot be in the middle. It has to be at the bottom of it. So that's what I'm trying to say. And then you can just comment it out. Okay, it's custom script, and then you paste. How do you get the custom script? Just type script. That's what you need to type, script. All right, script. Well, if you don't select the source, you have to type the source yourself. Okay, like this, just come back and then type the SRC yourself. But instead of doing that, since VS Code already provided us with a source, right? So you can just say script and then source here. Select the second one and then enter. So you have the source attribute. Okay. And then, okay, what are we trying to link to our HTML? Which script are we trying to link? What is the name of the script? Swiper.js. If you have that script inside the file, inside the folder, the way we used to have our image, the way we have our image inside the folder, you have to use // right? But then because we now have it inside any image or whatever, inside the folder or whatever, so we can just say swiper.js directly, then it's going to find it for us. So now, after doing that, I need to confirm if my linking is okay, is successful, right? If it is successful, when I click on this thing, it will take me to that swiper.js file. If it is not successful, then it will not take me there. So how do I confirm? How do I click on it? I can't just come here and click on it there automatically like this. It will not work. I have to hold Control. If you're using window, hold Control and then over on this thing to click on it. If you're using Mac, hold Command, just hold Command CMD like this, and then click on it like this. And it's going to bring you to this swiper.js file. So that means, okay, I think my name is successful. I've been able to successfully link SwiperJS to my index.html. So I don't know, is that clear, George? Are you okay with that?
Yes, thank you.
All right, that's very good. Okay, now after doing that, we already copied the swiper syntax here. We already copied the structure of their code here. So let's see how it's going to look like now on our UI. Let me remove the background. So we'll see clearly. Okay, so this is the way the swiper is looking like. Currently, we have one slide like this. Okay, I think it's sliding. You see, when I'm clicking, it's going to the next slide. How? It's because if you check it now, we have swiper. This div is initializing swiper, right? Then open that div. Then here we have swiper wrapper. That means the wrapper of this swiper. That's the parent of each of the swiper, right? That's the wrapper of the swiper. So, and then that means we have swiper slide. That means, okay, the first one, you know, in carousel, in Bootstrap carousel, we have carousel item, but here we have swiper slide. Instead of a carousel item, we have swiper slide here. And then the wrapper, the one that wraps like a parent of each of the swiper, is the swiper wrapper. So then we have slide 1, slide 2, and slide 3. So that's what we have here. Slide 1, slide 2, this slide 1, slide 2, and slide 3.
Sir.
Okay.
Sir, I think it's scrolling up.
Yes. It's just, don't worry about that. We are going to fix that. So that's the default configuration that Swiper provides. They just make it vertical from the beginning. So, but then you know, like I said, with the help of Swiper, using Swiper, you can actually make changes. You can adjust how you want it to look like. You can make it 3 per view, 2 per view, or whichever view you want. So first thing we need to do, let's change this thing towards to a horizontal view. Okay. So how do we change it to horizontal view? Before I go there, I explain this swiper wrapper and then the swiper slide as each of the item of the swiper. While the wrapper is the parent that wraps each of the item. Okay, so let's just close it out. So this one, this next step is the pagination. If I do not want pagination, all I have to do is to comment this out, right? This is pagination. This dot 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 is a pagination. So if I don't want it, I'll just comment it out and then I'll save. And let's see now. See, now it's not there anymore. So that means I don't want pagination, right? So let me bring it back. And at the same time, this next one is a navigation button, the previous and the next. So if I don't want these two also, all I have to do is to comment this and comment this and then save it. And then let's see what we have now. See, those guys are gone. That means I don't want to have next or previous button. So now let's bring it back. And then the next one is the scroll bar, which is this bar, the scroll bar. If I don't want it also, all I have to do is to comment it out and then I'll save. And then it's going to disappear. So as you can see, it is very easy to use Swiper because you get to decide and then the way you just work on it and everything is just coming as it is supposed to be. So let's bring it back and then save it. Now you need to make it what horizontal, because currently it is scrolling, it is sliding vertically, right? We need to make it horizontal. So how do we do that? We go to the JavaScript file, swiper.js file. So we look for direction. We look for direction in this function. Where is the direction function? Okay, yeah, this is it. So here we have vertical. What we need to do, just remove the vertical and make it horizontal. Now let's save it and let's see what we have. Fine. That means this is now horizontal. See? So it changes to horizontal. All right. But now in this case, I don't want to have one slide per view. I want to have about 3 because from our design, from design given to us, it is actually 3 per view. You see, 1 to 3 per view. And then you can now start moving again. So let's go back to index first. Let's create additional swiper slide. Let's make it like 5. Okay, so this should be 4, then this should be 5. So let's save it. We're still going to be having 1 per view, but then as you can see, the navigation already, the pagination already changes to 5 because we changed this one to 5. So
we cannot,
yes,
we cannot see the pagination.
you cannot see it. I'm coming. Okay, I think this is covering it. Let me take this up. Okay, see it now. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I should take it back to 3, save it, then the pagination will come back to 3. So that's just, you see, everything is very easy using Swiper. So just add more and then you have more slides or more pagination. So now let's save this. Now what next for us to do is, I don't want to have just 1 on the screen. I want to have about 1, 2, and 3 at the same time. 1, 2, and 3 at the same time. How do I do that? So I already know it, right? So I know what to what to put here. Everything you decide, most of the things you decide on how the swiper will behave is actually going to be located inside this function. So, but because I already know it, I won't want to just go there and start writing it out. So how do you even get it if you don't know it before? Let's say, okay, I don't know that. I don't know how to, or I don't know the command, right? I don't know the variable to pass to give me that. So you just go back to your SwiperJS. Go back to your SwiperJS. I need 3 items per view. I don't want to have 1 item per view. So after doing this, after initializing, they say, okay, what's next now is, as you see, it is really easy to integrate Swiper into your website or app. So here are the next steps. So the next step is now to see all of the API documentation. See the Swiper documentation, how the best way you can just change the behavior, all of those things about that. So we've done this already. So this is the style. We've copied the style already. So, okay, we'll get back to this one. Get back to this one. Get back to all of this one. But for now, we are looking forward how to make our swiper show 3 items per view. So this is the initialize swiper. So this is not what we need. So let's come to the parameter. Fine. This is the parameter to decide the behavior inside your function, that function that will copy. Okay, so now let's keep checking. We have ALL1Y, allow next slide. All of this one are true by default. Allow slide preview. Previous, touch move, auto height, auto play. We are going to get to this auto play also, but for now, that's not what we are looking for. All right, so this is the breakpoint. So now we are looking for a way to make our slide show 3 items per view. If we check this function here, this code here, it said allow to set different parameters for different responsive breakpoints. Screen sizes. Not all parameters can be changed in breakpoint. Only this which do not require different layout and logic, like slides per view, slides per group, and space between, and all of that. So what exactly do we even need? We only need this guy for now. We need this guy, slides per view. So let's just copy these 2 guys. Slide per view. As you can see, it is just anywhere inside our function. This is the same function that we copied. Conswipe new swiper. And this is the same function, conswipe new swiper. So we can just copy this one and paste it anywhere. So let me just say I want to paste it under this place. And it's good to actually, I like to use comment a lot. So I will just say per view. Right? So then under it, I'll paste the slides per view that I copied. So currently it is 1 by default. Slides per view is always 1 by default. So let's see. And then the space between is just, okay, the space between one slide and then the other one. Okay. But if you're working with 1, we don't really need space between since it's just 1. So, but then let's just leave it there because they actually have it there. So if you save it, it's still going to give us that 1 because we have it 1. So now we need 3, right? Just change this one to 3. And then let's save. See, very easy. Now we have 3 slides per view. So we can now click on next, and then we'll see the next one will come in. Click on next, the next one will come in. That's number 5. Click on next, the next one will come in, and just like that, and like that, and like that. Okay, so it's very okay. It's because we have just 5. That's why it's showing like this. So it's very easy to manipulate swiper and then give you whatever it is that you want. Compared to the one we used earlier, that we had to just start. I don't know. We have to start looking for a way to copy rows, and then start deciding how we want. Maybe we decided to like change the picture. So that does not really, I don't really enjoy the behavior of the carousel. Why this one can give us exactly what we actually need. So now having done that, now you've been able to make the slide to show 3 items per view. Okay. So the next thing we need to do is to design each of the cards. First thing, let's remove this guy. Let's remove this one. Or yeah, let's move that one. That's a scroll bar. So I don't need it. I will leave the next button and the previous button for now because I want to be able to go to the next and previous for now. So let's see how we can make the autoplay work. All right. So let's go to the swiper again. I think I saw autoplay somewhere. Oh, okay, this is autoplay, right? So this is what we need to copy for autoplay. Autoplay, just copy this one, right? Copy it like this, and then come back to your script, which is your swiper.js. Paste it anywhere. Let's do it here. Autoplay. Anywhere, enter, and then like this. So the delay means, okay, when do you want it to slide next? I want it to wait for 5 seconds. This 5,000 means 5 seconds. Swipe after 5 seconds, but that's too much since we are still trying to see how it works. Let's just use 2,000, which is 2 seconds, and then let's see what we have now. Let's see if it's going to work. Let me refresh that. Okay, that's not working yet. I think we need to copy the CSS. Yeah, let me see again. I expect that to work. Let's copy the CSS. Let's go back and copy this styles. We have the swiper CSS. Okay, we already have this bundle for core version of, okay, we don't need all of this. Paper CSS, we don't need all of this. We don't need any of the CSS actually. So I expect it to work. I don't know why it's not. Let's see. Maybe it's still taking time to integrate. While that one is trying to integrate, let's see how we can design each of the card one by one. While that one is trying to integrate itself. So we are going to design each of these cards one by one. We already have it. We already have the card. So we just have to copy it and then paste it inside each of the slide one. So which one are we copying exactly? Is it the card or the column? Let's just say, let's copy the card. So since the card is the one that represents each of the item. So let's go back to coming index. Remove this. Let's go back to here. I thought I okay. Where is that dude? Okay, so it's here. So let me look for the card. This is carousel item, and then this is the card. I'm just going to copy this card from here down to this place. Copy it. Close it back. Now here, I'll paste this one here. Paste this one in the first slide. Then paste this one also in the second slide. Paste also in the third slide. I'll edit the contents later. But for now, let's just paste everything in the slides. Now let's save it, see what we have. Okay, so this is what we have. Yeah, don't worry about that. We're going to fix it. Currently, the CSS that is given to us is, I think they have a specific height for the CSS given to us. And then we just have to go back to that CSS and then change the height and then the width. So let's come to CSS. This is the swiper. The width, they give us on 60 pixels. So let me see if percentage is going to work. I don't think percentage works for this thing. And then let's increase this one. Let's make it 600. Let's see. Okay, I think the percentage works. So let's see if I don't have the height, if it's still going to work. So let me see. Okay, I think it works fine without a height. So I don't really need to pass height because I don't want it to take a defined height. I want it to take the height of the content. So I don't really need to pass height to it. So now we have 3 items on a single row. And then what we need to do is just change the width to 100% and then remove the height. We don't need the height. So yeah, so when we swipe now, you get the next item. When you swipe now, you get the next item. When you swipe, you get the next item. So that's just it. So now what's next? What do we need to do next? We need to find a way to make sure that the the autoplay is working fine. So I don't know why the autoplay is currently not working, but let's see how we can fix that. Before we do that, let me fix this code. Let me fix this code and make it like the other one also. So here we have where's the code? Just copy this. Copy this FS theory. Paste it where? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Okay, I think that's all. Now let's save it. Let's see what we have now. Okay, I think we're good to go. So, well, we can find a way to change all of this later, but for now, I think this is what we have without the navigation, and then we have to make it automatic. Without the navigation, then we have to make it automatic. Yeah. As you can see, this provides the pagination for us. So you can actually
cannot see
you cannot see what
pagination.
This is the pagination. Can you see my screen currently?
You can see your screen, but it's below. I don't know if it's only me that is having this issue.
Can anyone see my pagination? This one that I'm hovering on.
No, it's not visible. It's underneath.
But I'm seeing it.
I'm seeing it.
I can
too.
see it.
I'm seeing it too.
I can see it too.
Ah,
I think
I
you
can
guys
see it too.
you
I can
don't-
see it too.
I can't see it though.
maybe
Okay,
you have
I can see it now. You have to put it on full screen.
just I don't know, maybe reducing your screen size or something. So David, you raise your hand. David,
Okay.
David,
Okay.
I can see.
I raised my
David. Well, I can't actually hear you clearly. So I think your network is really bad. So that is what we currently have. Automatically, we get our pagination just by copying the stuff and pasting it here. We get our pagination, get our navigation, and then we get the UI, and then we get to decide the number per view. And one thing about this is, I'm coming, David. One thing about this, I'll look at this autoplay. It has to work. So let's just forget that for now. One thing about this is you get to decide, okay, when you get to decide the breakpoints, meaning that when I'm on small screen, this is how many I want to see per screen. So let's see that. Let me see if I can just go to mobile screen. I don't know that my mobile is working. So let me just inspect. And then this is the mobile screen, right? So currently we have this is for tablets. I think this three makes sense for tablet. I think we should just make it 2 per view on the tablet view. 2 per view on the tablet view will be very nice. So I'm going to change that, and at the same time, we are going to change the mobile view also. Mobile view, see this 3 per view is going to be 1 per view. So how do we do that to make it 1 per view on the tablet? Sorry, on the mobile, and make it 2 per view on the tablet. So we go back to our swiper, right? Go back to our swiper, and then go down that place that we copied for slide per view. Just go back there and look for breakpoints. So this is the breakpoint. That means just copy this breakpoint first. Copy it first from here to here. Copy it. All right. Okay. I think we have to pass through to this one. You have to pass through. I'll have to figure out how to make it work. Okay, but for now, let's see where can we paste the page, the breakpoint. You can actually paste it anywhere. So let's see if you can paste it at the bottom. Let's paste it here. Let me just put breakpoint. Okay. Then under it, I paste down my breakpoint. So that means if I'm on the 320 screen, from on a 320 screen. This means when window width is greater than or equals to 320. So anything below 320, I don't want to. It's going to take this same thing. And at the same time, if it is greater than or equal to 320, that means if it is not up to 480. So if you did not pass this one, if you do not bring back this one, then it's going to be taking a default view of this 320. Because what we have here is if it is greater than or equals to 320, and every other thing is greater than or equal to 320. So then we have to pass our 480 and then our 640. That's different heights, different width, different screen size. So we want to start from 320, which is the minimum from what we have here, which is the minimum screen size. So we don't have any other thing after that. What we have next is, I think, the 375 or so. Yeah, 375. So the minimum here is 320. So we start from 320 and then we reduce slides per view should be 1. Space between, let's just leave that one. So when we get to 480, we still want it to be 1. So we don't really need this one. So when we get to 640, which is likely to be a tablet. So let's just say 2 per view. Now let's save it and see what we have now. All right, now on the mobile screen, we have 1 item per view on the mobile screen. So if we now go up, let's see 375, we still have 1. Let's see the next one, 425, we still have 1. Let's see the next one, 768. Now we have 768 and then we have 2. 768 because 768 is greater than what 640, and then we have 2. So, but now let's see if we go to desktop, laptop, will it still give us 2? Yes, it's still giving us 2. So in that case, we have to like make our breakpoints for 1024 to now take what 3. So you have to come back here and then say 1024 should now be taking let me just do it this way. 1024. That means we want the minimum to be 1024. So anything above 1024 should take what? Slide per view should now be 3. All right, so slide per view 3. And then let's see if we can reduce this to 10. Since what we have here is 10, so let's just reduce it to 10. Or let's see 30. Let's see what will happen. Let's see. Okay, fine. So now we have 1, 2, 3. Let me see what actually happened here. Let me see if I should go to 100 space between. See what will happen. Oh, that's too much. Yeah, I think that 30 is just perfect. So let's just stick with 30. All right, so we have slides per view 3 for large screen, which is laptop. So any other screen from here now start taking the width, the 3. So, but then we can still decide that when we get to more than 2000, it's not going to look really nice. So should we increase the number per view when we get to like 2000, or should we just maintain this one? So we can still decide. Just make it larger, and then you can just say, okay, let's say let me see from 2560. Let's just copy this and then specify for 2560, 2560, and then slice per view should now be 4. Save it, and then let's see our 2560. All right, so on a very large screen, which seems to be like a 4K view, like a TV or whatever screen, now we have 4 items per view. So that's just, as you can see, Swiper is really interesting, and makes everything very easy. Your responsiveness perfect, your styling perfect, your navigation sweet, your pagination interesting, your slider interesting. So the only thing we need to now look at now is how do we make the auto work perfectly. So that's where problem lies now, which I don't really know what is going on. Let me go back first. Let's come back here. Let's see what will happen. I don't think I need this one. I don't think I need this 480. Although I can still leave it there since it's not disturbing me. This autoplay, come in. Let me remove the loop through, and then let's save this. I expect the autoplay to go fine. Let's see. I don't know why it's autoplay is not working fine yet. We could use autoplay delay 25 disable delay 25 disable on interaction pause. Okay, well, I don't think that should actually not make it I don't think that should actually not make it autoplay for now on interaction. Okay, let's see if that could be the reason why it is not working. So let's wait for a while. Let me reduce this. Let me make it 2000 so we'll see it faster. Save you. And now let's wait for 2 seconds. See if it's going to slide. Okay. Well, that's not working still. I don't really understand why. So let's go back to the code and let's go back to the autoplay. Object with autoplay parameters or boolean true to enable with this default settings. Yeah, that is just what we've just done. I don't really understand why that is not autoplaying. Well. I don't understand. Let me try something. Let me try to stop the server and then come back. Let me close this. And then let me run the server again, because that's just what it's supposed to be. All right, let's go there again to see. Okay, we have a chat. Yeah, it should change to 3 because it's 3 per view. It's 3 per view. There's nothing we can do about that. So when you're clicking, right, it is only the pagination is actually taking the number of times that you're going to scroll, right? Because when you scroll once, that's number 4. Remember, we have 5 items, right? So this is the beginning of the whole item, the slide. So now it is assuming that when you click on it once like this, you get to the next one, right? Which is in number 4. That means we have 1, 2, 3, 4 now. So how many do we have left? It's just 1. That means we only have 1 time to scroll it again. So that's why this thing is just 3. And now you cannot click again because you're actually at the last item. So there's nothing else again. I already removed loop. If I added the loop, if I bring it back, then bring the loop back and then save. That means this one can actually rotate, can go to the next one, and then so now you see you can go to number 5. You can actually keep rotating, keep rotating, keep rotating. So and then like this. But then I don't want it to loop. I want it to when it gets to the last one, it should stop, right? Until I've been able to actually find a way to see the autoplay to work. Then I'll actually bring back the loop. So, or let's just leave it like that. Actually, it doesn't really mean anything. But if you remove the loop, right, we are only going to have. It's going to calculate the number of times you click. Then that's what the pagination will now give you. Number of times you click when you don't have a loop is just 2. So 1 and 2. And you don't have any other thing here. So now you currently cannot even click again. If you can see, this thing is disabled. So until you now go back again, 1, 2, and then this thing is disabled. So let's bring back the loop. This one, we don't need it anymore since we already used it at the breakpoint. I don't know why. Let me remove this navigation and then remove it here, since we won't be using it at all. Now let's saving everything. Control X. Let's see. Okay. Is it not swiping? Autoplay. Let me see if I should move the autoplay above, which I don't think that should be the problem. Okay. Well, let me just say something. Let's see if we can do something else for now while we are figuring out that. Yes, I can hear you.
Why don't you put the loop under the delay?
The loop
Why don't you put it under the delay?
The loop doesn't really affect. The loop should be, if the loop cannot be inside autoplay, it should be on its own, because the loop can be there with or without the autoplay. So you can say, okay, I don't want autoplay, and then you leave the loop. And if you don't want autoplay, you still have the loop. So the loop cannot be inside the autoplay, because what if I don't want autoplay and I want the loop? So I have to comment out the autoplay, but then I still want the loop. So there's no point in putting the loop inside the autoplay. I don't really know why. But then let's see how we can actually create some other stuff. Overflow effect, card effect. Okay, I think I have a card effect here. So let's see. Effect. Let me add an effect. Card. Effect. Card. I don't know if this should take a true or something. So I'll figure that out. I don't know what in actually. The card effect is showing anyhow. So I'll bring this back just to see how the card effect works. Let me save this. I'm going to bring back this navigation. Okay, let's save it. Let's see. Okay, this is card can actually just show one at a time. Let's see other effects. We have card effects. Let's see other effects here. We have card effects. We have cover flow, cube, fade, flip. Let's see how flip will work. Although all of those things, they are not part of what we actually need. I'm just trying to show us that we can actually use many effects in case you're working on some other things and you may need a flip. So most of this flip now, okay, this can only be one because it's just a flip. So it can be one at a time since it's just a flip. So let's see which other one, cover flow. Let's see what this one will work as. Cover flow. Cover flow. Okay, these are other effects. So this is also cool. Wow. Let me see the next one. Cover flow. Creative cube. Creative and cube. Creative and cube. Okay, what does creative do? Creative doesn't do anything. Did I spell it wrongly? Effect creative. Okay, this doesn't really have any effect. So let's see the next one, the cube. Let me try the cube. Let's see a cube. Okay. Wow, interesting. Okay. All right, but let's go back to our card effect. We don't need any of this thing. So I'll figure out what is wrong with this autoplay. So let's just go with this one for now. I'll figure out what is wrong with autoplay then. Maybe before the end of the class, I will see what I can do about that. So let's go straight to the next one. Before we move to Masonry, please let's take questions. If you have any question, if you have anything that is not bothering, don't ask question on the autoplay for now. All right, just forget about autoplay. If you have any question, whatever it is not clear, whatever is not clear about this whole SwiperJS, the styling and all of that, so just feel free to ask the question. George, I see your hand. Please unmute yourself.
Okay, boss, I have two questions. First question, I want to go to your HTML.
Okay.
HTML. You said, you copied the cards themselves, right? So you copied the cards. You copied the cards. So when you copied the cards, there's something I did not understand. How did you place the cards? Did you place, let's say you place the first card, the first card in the first slider. Is that what you did? Place the second card in the second slider, place the third card in the third slider.
No, this one don't have.
Yes, that is what I do. This is it here. See, yeah, these are the slides. The number of slides that you want: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What was initially, I had to count the number of times this thing slides. This thing 1, 2, 3. When it slides, we have another one 4, and then when it slides again, we have another one which is 5. That means we have 5 slides in this our design. So what I do then was I actually had to create slide 1, slide 2, slide 3. Their own. They don't have anything inside. If you check, let's go back to our bootstrap. They don't have anything inside of it. Where is it? Yeah, they only have slide 1, slide 2. So what I did was just delete this one, press enter, and then the card that I already used. Remember, we used card from our carousel. So I just had to.
That's the first card, the second card, the third card.
Yeah, I just copied one card. I copied one card, just a single card. So the same card is what I actually replicate. I just pasted the card. Although normally I'm supposed to change the content, but I don't really have that time. I'm supposed to change the content to the next person here. Remember,
I understand that.
and this is the first content, which is very correct. Then this second content should take another image. Let's just say it. Let's say this is 2. The first one should be 1. But I don't want to start going into those things, since we can actually do what we are here for is just to understand how we can actually use the swiper. That's why I don't want to start making an edit also. Let me see if I
Okay,
can.
second question.
Okay.
Second question is about the breakpoint.
Okay.
The breakpoint. The first breakpoint, I understand that one. It gave us, we copied, what did we even copy? So we copied that, what was that? The slide preview. That's where we copied the slide preview. Now,
Yes,
I realized that, okay, the second breakpoint was for responsiveness, Abby.
Yeah.
Second breakpoint, but the thing is, can you go back and show me how you copied the second breakpoint? Because when I copied mine, it's just showing error, error, error.
Okay, here is the thing. Before the breakpoint, let's close this one out. Before the breakpoint, we have just go down to your breakpoint. Look for breakpoint under parameter. This is breakpoint under parameter. All right.
Yeah, I've seen it.
So
Yeah.
the first thing we copied is this one. Okay.
Yes.
After copying that, we realized that this doesn't really provide responsiveness for us. This is only for the desktop. And then when we are viewing our page on a larger screen where we have 3, on a small screen, 3 will not look nice. So then we have to like just copy from here, this breakpoint like this, down to, don't copy this last one. This last closing bracket is for this swiper and this one. So just copy from breakpoints here, this one to this one. Forget about this last parenthesis. Forget about this parenthesis. Copy from this one to this one, and then paste it wherever you want to paste it. And you can paste it anywhere at the bottom. Just make sure you don't paste it inside another object. This is an object on its own. So try as much as possible not to paste it inside another object. So just paste it at the bottom or separately outside the other object. Remember, this thing is there. So that's why we don't need to copy it anymore, because we already have it here. So just paste it there and then you're good to go. Now check it now. This is already giving us 1 view. This is giving us 2, this is giving us 3, and this is giving us 4. That's why I had to go back and remove that first slide bar view. Then, since I can actually declare everything in this breakpoint. So have you tried that?
I don't understand. You removed the first slide preview.
Yes, I remove. Although if you leave it, it doesn't really affect anything. Well, I can decide every sprint inside a breakpoint, so there's no need for me to leave that one there anymore.
Is that why the 1024 was the one you added to?
Exactly. Initially, that one is for desktop, right? It's giving us for desktop view 3. Remember, we actually gave it 3. So since we can actually decide for desktop inside the breakpoint, then there's no need for us to have that one there anymore. And for desktop is starting from 1024, and we declared it here. Remember, so that's why. Although if you still leave it there, if you leave that slide bar view there, it's not going to affect anything. But since you want to have your breakpoint here and your responsiveness here, decide and declare everything that you want inside this breakpoint.
Somehow it's not giving me what I want. It's still showing error, 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 kind of showing some red. What?
Yes, if it is showing red, that means your syntax is very wrong. You must have copied something or something you're not supposed to copy, or you know what, just there's nothing I can do now.
Yeah.
I can't really do anything right now because I cannot see your screen. If I can say you can just snap it and send it to a group chat, so I'll see it and then I know what I can do about it. You understand? So that's the only thing I can actually do to see what is wrong with your code right now. Do we have any other question before we move to Masonry? Is it clear with everybody? Okay,
Yes,
thank God. Can you admit yourself? I know it's clear for you. I know it's clear for you, go spell. So thank God. Please unmute yourself and ask it.
Come on, sir.
Morning.
Sir, please, what's the function of that space between?
Okay, space between is just like gap, just like the way we use gap in grid, the way we use gap in flex, the way we use gutter. I don't know if you remember, we use gutter, GY, gutter in Bootstrap now to give us gap between two items, just like margin. So that's what space. Sorry, that's what space between does.
All right.
This one now, do you understand that already? Or I should give you an example.
I understand now.
Okay, that's good. Thank you. All right. I think we are good to go. We'll come back to the autoplay, see why this man is not autoplaying. So let's go to the masonry. Let's see. Masonry is actually really, really difficult from what I see. First thing, we have to design. That's the first thing we have to do. We have to design first. And then, as you can see now, this thing is an image, a simple image. But then when you over on it, you have this, you have this, you have this, and this. So someone should just tell me, how do you think you can achieve this particular thing? When you over on this image, you cannot change the background of an image. This image now, it's not like they changed the background to give us this blue, right? So what they actually did is maybe they added linear gradient on top, which I don't even know how that will work. Or maybe I don't know. So I want someone to just suggest something that you think you can actually do to achieve this. Just 30 seconds. Let me see if we can actually think out of the box to see how we can achieve this. Now look at it again. 30 seconds.
Sir,
Okay.
we can have an empty content, and then when it hovers, bring out these lines. Don't know if you get.
What do you mean by empty content?
Content, then empty quotation mark. Then we'll style it with normal CSS.
Okay, well, there is a better way. I don't know what you're talking about. I tried to figure out what you explained just now, but I don't know where exactly you're going to. So, but the easiest way to fix it is to use before and after. You can either use before and after, right?
Yes.
Or is that what you're saying?
Yes, content before.
And so we use before and after to fix it, and then we decide that our before we take this and our after we take this, or we can also at the same time have something like a simple. You can have a simple div on top of this image, and then we give it position of absolute, so that when you over on this parent, you make the image a parent. So when you over on the parents, you allow the div that you have inside it to show. Let's try if we can fix it. So let's try with the first one before we use the before and after, which is the main one. Let's see how we can use the div first. Let me see. I need to save this. Okay. Desktop. BootStrap project. BootStrap image. Okay, let's use portfolio one. Save. This one also. One in a new tab. Okay. Save image. Portfolio 2. Okay. This one also. I don't like saving directly, and that will make it very fast. Save image as portfolio 3.
Sorry, we cannot hear, sir.
Okay, I'm just saving the images. It's not like I'm just saving the images for now. Is that clear? I'm just saving the images. So portfolio 6. Okay. Open image. portfolio 7. Okay, 5. This open image. I like to just open the image so I can get the best quality of that image. So if I should save it directly from that place, I may not get the best quality of the image. So yeah, open image, save image 7. Okay, I think just 2 more. Image, open image, save image, save image. All right. Okay, now we have all our images. So what we need to do first, let's create a section where we are going to have portfolio and this. All right, we create a section for portfolio and this, and then we have this, very simple, and then under it we now have the image section or image div or something. So now let's go back to our HTML. Obioma, please can you drop your hand since we are done? Let's go back to our HTML under the about us, sorry, the testimonial. Yeah. What do they have here? Portfolio. Portfolio. So under that, we create a section. Section, we call it portfolio. Okay. Do you guys understand what I did there? I want to create a section, and at the same time, I want to create an ID inside the section. So I just type section. So since I want an ID, I don't want a class. So I use the ID tag, the ID symbol, right, which is the hash, and then I type the portfolio here. So that's just shortcuts. Then I get my section and my ID. So after doing that, I can just go up and copy this one. So I don't have to like, let me just go up and copy this one from testimonial. Copy this. Copy this like this. Okay. Now let's go down. Remember, we have to create, after giving, not this, after giving this a class and giving it py5, because that py5 is mostly not enough, so we create another class, we give it py3, remember? So inside this one, we drop this first, which is the text. Let me copy dot content first, dot first content, something like that. Now we have this. Okay, so here we have our container SM. Okay, so since everything is going to be inside this second div, that's why we have to put our container SM inside the second div. So this can actually take a width of 100. First section can take a width of 100. And we can give it a class if you want to, sorry, a background if you want to. All right. Now let's save this first. Let's see what we have. Okay, so we have the testimonial, but we have to change it to portfolio. Portfolio, save. Okay, you're good. Now after that, under this one, let me say, I think there's other thing. Okay, we have this. So let me just give that one. I will just use a div dot flex say G, that's gutter. I need gutter. GX, let's say 4. I don't know if it's going to work, but let's see it. That's item, align item center. G, align item center. Let's save it. And then inside it, we have H3, which is for all. We have app, card, and web. So 3, 4.
Sir, D flex, not just flex, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, card. This application. All right. So yeah, we have deflex. Thank you for that. So let's save it and see what we have. Let's see if we are going to have it. Fine. Okay, we have all app, card, and justify. And sorry, the web. So we have to centralize this one by using our justify content center. So justify content center. And the size is kind of like too much. So let me just reduce the size. I'm gonna reduce the size. So I might have to use, this doesn't have, that GX does not work, it's not working. I need space between these two guys. Since I can't with that, let me just say class and then MX, yes, MX2. Okay, so let's see what we have now. Fine. And then let's reduce this to H6. Save it. Now we can now choose to do our over effects on it. When you over on this one, you should change over, and all of that. So that one is left for us to find out. I believe we can all do that one already. So let me give this margin top 3. Okay. Or we could even say margin Y. So it's going to give us both bottom and top. Now let's move to the card. Now we have this, we are going to create a grid. Let's use a grid first. Let's create a grid for all of these ones. Or let's go back to where we have our masonry. So since we are using BootStrap Masonry for all of this, let's see how they have their own masonry structure. So we don't have to start guessing on how they were able to do that. So I'll search for masonry. Masonry, yeah. They said masonry is a card layout. BootStrap card layout. Where is it? All right. Masonry. Yeah, this is it. So although from what they explained, they said initially they used to have the masonry on this particular page, but then there are some side effects. If you check, they said in V4, which is version 4, we used a CSS only technique to mimic the behavior of the masonry-like columns, but this technique came with a lot of unpleasant side effects. So now, if you want to use the masonry layout, you have to use the version 5 of the masonry, right? Which is not located inside. They actually they had to create a different plugin for the masonry. That's what they did. So how do we get to that plugin? I said masonry is not included in BootStrap, but we have made a demo example to help you get started. So we just click on this demo example, and then it's going to take us to where we can see how we can use the masonry. So now this is the look like of the masonry. This is it. As you can see now. So from what they said, after creating, we have to create the script. You have to copy the script also. So after creating all of this, after creating your card, what you need to do by adding data masonry percentage position to the row. You know, we are using a row and then we are using a column. By adding it to the row, then you have this behavior automatically. So let me see what they have here. Let's see what they have, if they have something else for us. Okay. We are going to be using a CDN, not a CDN. Okay, so the first thing, I want you guys to understand what I did. This is it. Go back. I need a masonry, right? Then I searched for masonry, yeah? Masonry, I search for masonry, yeah? And then it takes me to this place. So, but because the effect, the masonry is not here anymore. According to what they said masonry is not included in BootStrap, but we have made a demo example for us to see how you can use masonry in our project. So the demo example is what you clicked on. Now click on the demo example. This is how it's going to look like after you've been able to fix or do everything you need to do. So now integrate masonry with BootStrap grid system and cards components. So what do we need to just click on this masonry, and then it's going to take us to where we have all the documentations, and you can copy the CDN and copy the HTML syntax from there. So since we already been using CDN, that's all we've been using. So they said link directly to Masonry files on blah 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 unpkg. So we copy these 4 scripts. Forget about this one. You can copy this one or copy this one, whichever one that you want to use. So let's just copy the first one and then go back to our code, HTML. Now come down. Remember, your custom script must be the last one. So let's just come here and say Masonry bootstrap. Bootstrap Masonry. Okay, so now under it, paste the script. Now let's save it. That's the first thing. Now they said what next? Getting started. For use of HTML, include the Masonry file in your site, .js in your site. We already have this copied. I think that's what we copied just now. Path to masonry.pkg. What was this supposed to mean? Forget this. Masonry works on a container grid element with a group of child elements. So this is the syntax that we are going to use. Let's just copy this syntax like this. That's the HTML structure. That's the way we copied the HTML structure for SwiperJS. So copying this now, let's come down to where we have, yeah. So I'm going to close this out. So under this one, I'll just create, okay, grid. Yeah, I think that's good. Save it. Now we have grid item column. This is the syntax. So before we go on, we have to copy the CSS also. All sizing of item is handled by your CSS. Initialize the jQuery, vanilla JavaScript, initialize the HTML. Okay. So what we need now is just our CSS. Copy this, go back to your CSS file, and then let's say bootstrap Masonry. Okay, now paste this one there also, save it. Now let's go back. What next? Initialize in HTML. Forget about this vanilla JavaScript. We're not using that one, we are using HTML. So forget about all of this one. So now they said you can initialize Masonry HTML without writing any JavaScript. Add data Masonry attribute to the container element option can be set in its value. So we are going to add this data Masonry to the grid class that we copied. Remember, we copied the grid class just now. So we just add this one from this data Masonry like this, add it to this our grid class. But before we do that, let's see if you can create the items by itself. Let's create all of these items first. So the first one is this. So I'm going to put the image here. Let's put the image here, and then another one here. Put the image also, right? So let me say .img .portfolio1. Then this one will be .image.portfolio2. Then this could be image. Then we have ./img.portfolio3. Okay, so let's just copy more. Let's use this one. Just copy. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think it's just 7. We have 8. 8. Okay, we have 8. Let's see if you have 9. 9. Let's see if you have 10. Okay, no 10. So you just 1 to 9. So remove this, save it. Ensure you remove this guy also. We don't need this one. This is just telling us that you can add multiple or many more of this grid item if you want to. So let's just remove this and see what we have first. Let's see the design first. Okay, so this is what we have for now. Everything is just looking really somehow without without the data Masonry or whatever you see they say we should add. Everything is just looking normal, and it's just taking their image size. That's what they have currently now. So now let's go back to this place and copy this. Let's copy this data Masonry like this, and then paste it here after the grid. Now let's save it. Let's see if it's going to work fine. Let's see what we have now. Okay, so now we have we have this image, we have this one, everything is looking really jam-packed. So we are going to change the width from what they gave us here. Grid item with 2, grid item with 2, and all of that. So let's see what we can do about it. Let's copy this one and then paste it here also. Paste it here also. Okay, now let me see what we have now. Okay, the images are really big, so let's reduce the size of the images. And please ensure that you give every image the same size. Class. Let's say width 25, no, width 50, height 50. So let's see what we have now. All right, that's too small. Width 75, height 75, save. Okay, I'll use 100. Let's see if it's going to work. 100, 100. Okay, so that's fine. Now we have from the design, let me see how the design looks like. We have this, and this. We have this, and this. How do we make that work? From the first one, we have grid item with 2. So this should take 1 and 2, 1, 1. So let me just copy this and paste it in. Let's see what we have. Okay, that's number 1. And then the second one, this and this. All right. So we have this and then we have this, which is this. Fine. So let's paste it here also.
What is it?
What is what?
What is it? What function is it?
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
I see that. What is the width too? Like, what is
Yeah,
it
yeah.
doing?
It's just like, okay, I'm coming. Let me see how I can figure out what it does exactly first before I say something. There's something I think that is doing currently. Well, let's
Is
see.
it like grid area?
Yeah, currently this is working. They are using a grid, the bootstrap grid item. That's what they are currently using, not the flex. They're using a grid item, and this is a grid attribute. This is a grid property. To take the weight of, just take 2 weights. That's just what it means. Take the weight of two spaces. So, but then I need to confirm that first before we decide. Come in 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so 1, 2, and 3. I need to read about this grid item too. Okay, so we have 1. So this has to be small. Also, we have 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and then 3. Okay, so 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's focus on this. I think this is what is making the whole. Yeah, let me see what we can do about that. I need to understand the grid item with 2 threads before we can decide. Okay, this is even causing an overflow. What do we do about this? This is the last item, I guess. Yeah. No. Okay, I'll just pass it to everything first. Let's see how it works. Everything.
Could it be grid item with 1?
That's what I want to try now. But my concern now is this item being too big. So I'll have to reduce the size of this one so it can allow other ones to actually to stay. So let's try that. Let's reduce the width 50. See, okay, this is the last one. This is, what is this one exactly? Let me confirm. IMG.
So add weight and height in that one. That's the second to the last.
Imagine. Thank you. I didn't even see it. I've been wondering why is it getting too big. All right. Thank you very much for that. I didn't see it. Okay. Now let's see what we have now. Now we have this, and then this should take 2 also. Or perhaps let's drop it to here. Let me see what this will be like. Okay. This should be bigger. So we just have to find a way to make it bigger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Masonry. What do we do now? This should take here. What? This should come down. There's no specific procedure on how to achieve the masonry. It's just for you to just, okay, let's try it, and then see. Just, already they've given us the arrangement. Currently, they've given us the arrangement. They gave us the arrangement from what we have. Now it's now left for us to see how we can arrange it and make it look nice. So there's no specific way in which you are supposed to arrange to give you the behavior that you want. But you have to keep trying and see the behavior ourselves. I wish we understand the grid item with 2, then we'll know that this should be here and this should be here. Okay, since this is this, let's see 1. Let's see if there's something like 1. Okay, I think 1 will make it smaller. Yeah, that's fine. 1 makes it more small. Okay. Okay, let's go back to 2 and then make this one 1. Let's see. Okay. Then this is not what we want. This should take a very long.
The image with the table lamp.
Yeah, where is it exactly? I'm not seeing this one. I'm not seeing this image. What is this image? Okay, this is it here. Yeah, this is it here. So it's not supposed to be here. Let's push this one down a little bit. That's the 3rd one.
Which one?
2. Okay, yeah, yeah. Let's see. Okay. Now
This one you want to put.
This should be here. Let me pass 1 here. 3rd one. Pass 1. Okay, and then this should come to this place. That's what I want it to be. Let me even look for it.
And make the second one have a bigger width, so you can push it down.
This is what number? This is what number? Let's look for that.
That should be 3.
5. That's
3.
5. Oh, this is 5. Yeah, it's 5. So let's go back to our index. And then the 5 does not have anything. So let's see. Save it. Let's see what we have now. Okay, now the 5 is taking an entire width. Take it back to. I want to fix everything as 2 first and then see the behavior that we're going to have. Let's fix everything as 2 first. Read item 2. Save everything. So we have 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, and then this should be 2. Let's see what we have. Okay, in this case, everything is 1, 2. So we need something here. This should come to this side. This should come up, and then this should come to this side. That means we have to give this one 1. This should also be 1, and this should also be 1. 1, 1. Wow. That will be a little bit confusing. 1, 1. Okay, 3 and 4. Let's see how we can do about 3 and 4. 3, 1. Okay, so we are back here. Then 4, 1. Let's see. Okay, in that case, let me remove this entirely. Let's see. That's too small for me. Okay, so let me give this one also 1. Yeah. Perhaps we may have to change the 1 later. Let me look for that one. 5, 6, 7, 7. 7 should take 1, or should not take anything at all. Okay, so we have 1, 2, and then this should come to this side also. This should come to this side also. We'll now find a way to make these ones bigger. That's the only thing we have to do. So we have to bring this one. Let's look for that. That should be 8. 8. Good. All right. That's number 8 should also not have anything for now. Okay. All right. That means we have the behavior. Now, what next is how do we make this one, and this one bigger? How do we make them bigger? Let's look for a way. Maybe we can have grid height, since we are currently using a grid item with 2. So maybe we can have a grid item height. So let's see from the masonry. Let's see if we can have a height. This is grid width, grid item. Come in. Grid item. I have to confirm how they were able to fix that. Done without wait. Okay, let's see. Let's try this column width dot grid item 200. Let me see if we can have a grid item height, if it's gonna work. HEIGHT. Okay, still doesn't. Let me remove the width on that. So what happens now? No, that's not cool. Okay. How do I fix this to make it bigger? Let's search. have 1, 2, and 3. So this is taken with 2, with 2. This should also take with 2. Then this, and this. Okay, so from our selector, we have column with 200. Create item in item selector. Okay, so let's go back. Okay, yeah, from the masonry, I need to see if they have card heights, card color, card body radius, masonry like columns. Still the same thing. They're not giving us the full information on this thing. Okay. I've seen it. So I think we just have to go to our CSS. We have to go to our CSS. Remember, oh my God. We have our style.css, the one that they passed grid item as 200 pixel width, and then grid item with 400. This is the width 2. It's not like there's anything special about that width 2. Can you imagine? So we still have to decide how it is viewed ourselves. So since we are passing grid width 2 to this one, and then grid width to all of this one, right? So we just, okay, let's just do grid width, ordinary width, grid dash width. Yeah, since that's the second thing, grid item width. Let's see how we can pass and add to this one also. Grid item width to grid item 200 width, 400 width. All right, let me change that one. Let me add height to this, and then let's say 200 pixel, or let's say 300 pixel. Let's see if it's gonna work. First. Okay, and then it's looking really, really wet. Let's decide on this one, how to make it look nice. Grid W. Let's make it grid W. Remove this height. I don't really want height for this thing. It's not giving me what I want. Okay, let me try this first. Margin. Yeah. Margin.
Boss, why don't you use percentages for the height?
Well, it is actually what they used. You know, it's something I actually copied. It's not like I decided myself. So, well, let's see if we can change it to percentage and see how it's gonna work. Okay, I'm trying to see if I can. Oh no. Margin. So, right. I'm trying to see how I can give space between them. This margin. To see how I can give space. That's one thing about masonry. It actually causes your web to misbehave a lot. Okay, it's going to work. So let's just pass M3 to everything. We'll see how we can fix that height later. M3. M3. M3, 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 M3. All right, I'll save it. Okay. It's not giving me what I want. This, and this. think I'll have to adjust the weight here. Let's give mid item 300. See what happens. Okay. Let's make it 350. And then this 250. See what happens. Okay. This, and this. So let's make this 300 also. Let's see what happens. All right. So I need space, I need margin bottom. Margin bottom on 3, 4, 3 and 4. 3. I don't need this. This is 5 here. See what happens. B5. Okay, margin bottom is causing a misbehavior. See,
I think we can just use position to sort those ones out.
position is not nice. When you are trying to use, what is going on exactly? 200. Okay, this used to be 200. Okay, so this used to be 400. Okay, let me go and remove the border again. Sorry, the margin. Let's see. Again. That's one thing about library. They give you a lot of problems because why don't they just provide the full information of how you can fix this thing? And then say what's the stress of fixing and refixing and refixing. Okay, so now let's reduce the height now. So let me take this to 350. Okay, and bring this back to 50. Let's save. Okay, this is okay. But then I need height. I need height on this thing. Oh, guys, can you just give me like 5 minutes? Just 5 minutes. I'll get back to you guys as soon as possible. Just 5 minutes. There is no W and H for Francesca. I didn't see this message on time. Please, if you, what exactly are you trying to say here?